Whole day also they will complain.
This much.
Vicky asked
Repeat and everything.
dress up you.
Girls
It
and your
takes
mom.
only 2 minutes.
Girls have to be crazy. Didi? The G. Let's reward the G. And Coco joined.
Yeah. Lakshmi Mataji, welcome.
Hare Krishna, Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, kids. Hare Krishna.
Ilala, look at him. Ilala, somebody new somewhere.
Oh, okay.
See,
Wow.
he made like that.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I already see all you kids in your beautiful outfits
If
today.
you are joining new, we have everyday classes. Please join us, okay?
Mommy, can I just on me so everybody can see me?
You after you get dressed, Vrinda, give me some time.
All right, let's get started. All right, Hare Krishna, kids. Welcome to today's Damodar class. And I always see all of you in beautiful outfits, and we're going to talk about that later, okay? So let us get started with today's class with Shri Guru Pranam Mantra on your screen, which is on your screen, and then followed by Hare Krishna Mahamantra 11 times. And we are going to do all this together. So let's start with Shri Guru Pranam Mantra.
Very nice. Is that a song? Very cute.
All right, kids, can we start with Shri Guru Pranam Mantra as we do that every single day in this class? Okay, Naima, I'll start. All right, join me. Shalakaya Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Nobody's singing today, kids. You there? I cannot hear anybody.
Deham Shri Guru Shri Pada Kamalam Shri
Tam Sagana Sajitam Sakshitam Sapatam Parijanas Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Lita Shri Vaishakanta
Namo
Krishna Prasthaya Putale Shri Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishani Vadi Pachat Deshatarani
Namaste Saraswati
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sadi Gaur Bhakt Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
All right, kids. All right, so let's go through some of the stories as we are in the preparation to Janmashtami, or we're celebrating Janmashtami. There are a couple of stories that we're going to quickly talk about today before we get into this fancy dress stuff, right? Which is our activity for today. So the first story is about the wives of Brahmin. Anybody knows what the story is about? Anyone?
Brahman.
Linda wants to say, Mataji.
Wives of Brahman.
Yeah, Vrinda, go ahead.
Krishna, Baldram were playing in the forest. They got
Hungry.
they got hungry, so they found one place and they were eating.
They
so
were sitting, and
they
then
were
they
sitting.
said, Krishna said,
Krishna said, the cow. Where are the cow?
no. He said
on
to cowherd boys to go and get the food from the Brahman.
Brahmanas.
Huh.
And then
The cowherd boys goes, did the Brahmana choose the food?
no.
They say, no, we have to do yajna. Then what happened? The Brahmana wives
The Brahmana wives
come out and
come out and give food.
give food, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but the Brahmanas were scolding the Brahmana wife.
Brahmana wife.
Then what happens?
Um,
Then Krishna says, this is not the right, and he explains them. And Brahmana wives are pure devotees of Lord. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. She forgot everything. Somehow I helped her.
Thank you, Mataji. And thank you, Vrinda. That was beautiful narration of the story. And thanks for your help, Mataji, as well. So kids, all of you know this story now? Everybody knows the story now, right? As Balavranda just mentioned. All right. The next story we're going to talk about today is worshipping Govardhan Hill. Anybody knows about that? I think everybody knows about this. Okay. Anybody wants to talk about this? One of the very favorite pastime of everybody, of worshiping Govardhan Hill.
Janavi.
Yeah, Janvi, go ahead.
So one day, all of the Brajavasis in Vrindavan were getting ready for the fire sacrifice to worship Indra. And so Krishna came to Nanda Maharaj and asked him why we do this. And Nanda Maharaj said, because we get rain and everything. And so Krishna got confused and he didn't want them worshiping Indra. And so he said, why not worship some other god? Like Govardhan Hill, like sun god or something. And then the Maharaj said no. And then Krishna said, what about Govardhan Hill? Govardhan Hill gets for our cows, and some people live in Govardhan Hill, and so it's a really nice help for us. And then the Mara says, maybe actually let's worship Govardhan Hill. And so that day they get all the things that they were going making from Indra, they all went to Govardhan Hill. And so they were worshiping. So they were worshiping Indra. I mean not Indra, Govardhan, and they were offering him food. And so Govardhan said, I need more. This is not enough for me. This is not enough for me. And so they gave him more, and he still said, this is not enough. Make more, make more. And so they made more and more and more, but he never was satisfied. So Krishna finally, and then not all the Brajavasis went to Krishna and said, it was all your plan to do this. And now it's all your fault. Why do you do this? And so Krishna said, wait, I'll get something. And so he got Tulsi and gave it to Govardhan Hill. Then he was satisfied. But then when Indra saw this in the heavenly planets, he got really mad. He said, why are they listening to this coward boy? Why are they just worshiping this hill? This doesn't do anything. And so he made a big rain. And so the rain was going on and everything. And all the Brajavasis were crying for help. Krishna, Krishna, what should we do? What should we do? And so Krishna went and lifted Govardhan Hill for 7 days and 7 nights. And then after that, the rain finally stopped, and Indra realized that Krishna is none other than his Vishnu. And so he stopped it, and he stopped it. He stopped it. He stopped it. And he asked for forgiveness from Krishna. And so Krishna said, okay, I'll forgive you, but just I did this because you were full of pride. And so I went to take your pride away. And so that's why, and he said that's why I made all this happen. And Indra forgives Krishna, and then Krishna forgives him, and that's the story of it.
Awesome. Thank you, Janvi, for beautifully narrating the story. Wonderful. Gaurangi, did you want to share something as well?
Mataji, I have a question about the Govardhan story. When Krishna picked up the Govardhan hill, so he picked up with his little finger.
That is right. That's absolutely right. And that you can see in the picture as well, right? This particular picture, you can see that he actually lifted the Govardhan hill with his very small finger, right? That's what he did. And he could cover everybody under that. He could protect everybody under that. Anything else, Gaurangi?
No more questions.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. All right, let's move on, kids. There's too much to do. All right. So the last one we are doing today is Wonderful Krishna. As we are celebrating Janmashtami, and today we are taking the last set of stories. Wonderful Krishna is all about how wonderful Krishna is, right? So this section pretty much talks about many stories, many Krishna's pastimes that you would have heard in the last few classes, and we're going to do a real quick recap of those. I haven't added a whole lot of story here. It's just the pictures, and based on the pictures, let's see how much you know about those stories. And I know most of the stories are everybody's favorite stories, so I know you would be able to guess all that. So let's start with The first one, wonderful Krishna. The first one is, what does this first picture depicts? Anybody knows? Anybody?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, what is that?
Can Balavinda say?
I will say, Balunda, let's have Livan.
Yeah, other kid who did not get chance.
Mataji,
Yeah.
can Balavinda go after Lavan?
Yes, yes. After
Livan, yeah, so let's have Livan answer that first.
This was when Krishna's old father was crossing the big flood.
Absolutely wonderful. And the pastime was the appearance of Lord Krishna, right? So that's exactly what we're celebrating tomorrow, right? Janmashtami. So this particular picture actually talks about that particular story when Krishna was born. Oops. Anything else anybody wants to share about this picture?
Mataji,
Balavrinda.
Balavinda say?
Yes, Balavrinda.
So did you know this picture that he's carrying Krishna and yeah, and after all this happened, then Krishna grows up, and then the first demon which comes is Potana.
No, about this picture, what do you want to say? Where he's carrying? Where he's carrying?
He's carrying in the ocean.
No. Which place to which place is carrying? Yamuna, Vrinda. This is
Yamuna. So Yamuna and
he's carrying to which place from India? He's carrying to which place?
from Vrindavan to Yamuna.
From Mathura to
Mathura to Yamuna.
Vrindavan.
Vrindavan. So Mathura to Vrindavan, and also when he picked up Krishna, Krishna was in a lotus.
Yeah. Okay. Krishna was in lotus. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Vrinda.
All right, thank you, Vrinda. Well, nice, nice captures, kids. Beautiful. And the other thing that I remember about this is that when Krishna was born and he was taken through, this is river Yamuna, that's what we're seeing in the background. It was thundering, it was raining, it was basically pouring, all that was happening. But the Yamuna river was split into two, right? So that it could make way for Lord Krishna to go safely out of to Vrindavan. So that was another beautiful thing that I remember. All right, so talking about the second picture. Who remembers what is this about? Which pastime is that about?
Mataji, I know this pastime.
Yes, Garangi, go ahead.
So this is when there was in Gokula Putana, and he took the baby Krishna to go to her yard and to feed his milk. Then Putana be big. Then Krishna killed Putana.
That is right. That's a pastime. Thank you, Gaurangi, for sharing that. Livon, do you want to share anything or add anything to this pastime?
Yes, Mataji.
Yep, go ahead.
First Krishna was drinking milk in his bed, and then Putana came disguised as a young pretty woman. She wanted to see Krishna, and then when Mother Yashoda told that she could look after Krishna and play with him, then Putana turned her big size, and then she tried to kill Krishna, but Krishna instead killed Putana.
That's right. Thank you, Livon. Anybody else wants to share anything else about this pastime? All right. One thing I remember about this pastime is, even though Putna was a demon, right? And the only intention she had when we met Krishna was to kill him, right? But just because she came as a mother to feed the kid, right? So Krishna was the kid, right? So she wanted to feed the kid, not exactly wanted to feed, but the act that she had done was she was feeding little Krishna. So basically, the act of what mothers do to their kids. And just because of that particular act, she was released. She did die as a demon, but then her soul was set free just because she was a motherly figure to Krishna. So that was another interesting part from the story. All right, the next one. What does the first picture depict, kids? Anybody remembers this pastime?
Krishna opens his mouth.
Oops, I should hide what I've written. Okay, Krishna opens his mouth. What exactly happens? I mean, why is he opening his mouth? Anybody remembers anything? What exactly is this pastime about?
He has to open his mouth because he ate dirt.
Right. Thank you, Janvi. Anybody else wants to add anything to this? We're definitely missing one more.
Balram complained that Krishna is dirt because Balram is very protective and Krishna is naughty. So that's why Balram said to Yashoda Maya. And then when Yashoda Maya saw, she fainted because she could see in his mouth that there was planets, universes, demigods, all the places were in his mouth. So then she fainted and then she woke up and she said, "Oh, he's my God, he's my God. It must have been a dream." So that's what happened in the story.
Wonderful. Thank you for adding that, Balranda. So what happens when he opens his mouth? Is she able to see the dirt?
No, she didn't see the dirt. She saw all the planets. She saw
She saw all universe.
she saw all the universe and she fainted.
Thank you, Balaranda. Just an interesting aspect to this story. Recently, I heard from Amrendra Prabhu, actually. He was also talking about the same pastime. And the way he was explaining it was very interesting that, how kids are when they, do these kind of things. So Krishna had dirt in his mouth, right? He was actually eating dirt. But when Mother Yashoda caught him, basically, not exactly caught him, but when she knew that he was eating dirt and she wanted to see what's there in his mouth, so she was asking him to open his mouth. She was asking him to show what he has eaten and, basically confirm that he has eaten the dirt. So just like anybody else would do, right? So if his mouth was full of dirt, he said, no, I'm good. I didn't eat anything. I didn't do any such thing. And then Mother Yashoda was saying, are you sure? I can open you. No. So what he was doing was, it was interesting the way he was showing. So just because he knew that Mother Yashoda will trust him completely, he would probably say that, oh, if you want, I can open my mouth. And then Mother Yashoda said, okay, open your mouth and show, right? So we do that all the time, that we are so sure that if we say things like that, mothers would just completely and blindly believe that. But Mother Yashoda didn't do it because she knew that little Krishna was so mischievous, right? And as you all said it, when she opened the mouth, she could see the whole universe in his mouth. Interesting pastime, another. All right. Another interesting pastime, the last picture, and that festival is coming very soon. So who knows what the festival is about? Oh,
Damodar.
All right. Madhav, do you want to talk about this?
Mataji.
Go ahead, Madhav.
Okay. Krishna eating the butter and
What
then
is the name of that Leela?
Damodar Leela and Krishna eating the butter and Yashoda's mother saw Krishna was eating the butter and then Yashoda caught with a stick and running and then Yashoda called Krishna and Yashoda tied him with a okkal.
Very nice. Thank you, Madhav. Remember that. And you mentioned very correctly, right? Damodar Leela. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Palvit, do you want to share something about this pastime too?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
What did you say?
Do you want to add anything to this pastime that Madhav just spoke about?
Which one?
Damodar Leela?
In this In this, Mother Yashoda ties Krishna in a rope.
Yes.
And they say the story of it. Okay. I'm gonna say Mataji.
Okay. Go ahead.
So, Krishna was giving the butter to the monkeys, and then Mother Yashoda saw that all the pots were broken, and then Mother Yashoda went outside and finding Krishna everywhere, and then she finally finds Krishna, and then she had a stick, and she got Krishna, and then she tied Krishna with the rope with that water.
That's right. Thank you for sharing that.
And then Krishna went to the Arjuna tree. The Arjuna tree broke, and then Nalkuvera and Manikriva came off.
They were the trees, beta. Nalkuvera and Manikriva were the trees there. So then
Nalkuvera and Manikriva were the trees there.
Arjuna trees.
In Arjuna tree.
Krishna delivered them.
So Krishna delivered them. And with that motor, Krishna came. Krishna. Then after that, Nalkuvera and Manikriva
They got free, right?
came out from those Arjuna trees.
That's it.
Then what happened? Nalkuvera and Manikriva came there.
Yeah, they came back life and they went back to heaven, their home.
And they went back to heaven there
After paying obeisances to Krishna.
after paying obeisances to Krishna.
Right. Thank you, Bulbul, for sharing, completing the story. In fact, I would say that's another piece I was looking for about the tree. So you actually completed that. So thank you. Wonderful. Janvi, did you want to add something to this as well?
Yes, Mataji.
Go ahead.
I want to tell the story as well.
Go ahead.
So one time, Krishna was stealing butter, and one of the gopis caught him, and she was taking him to Mother Yashoda, and he went with her. And when she reached Mother Yashoda, he's like, "Your son has been stealing my butter," and so she stole Krishna, but except of it being Krishna, it was her own son. And then she got so scared and left home with him. And then Mother Yashoda was thinking, why did my son steal the gopi's butter? Why would my son steal the gopi's butter? All the gopis say that. And then Krishna pretended that he woke up. And so he went to Mother Yashoda and said, Mother Yashoda, I'm very hungry. And so Mother Yashoda said, okay, I'll feed you milk. And so she was feeding him her milk. And then she heard milk boiling. And so she's, okay, stay here, okay, Krishna, don't do anything bad. I'm going to go and turn the milk off. And Krishna got very mad. How could she stop feeding me just for milk? And so he said, I must do something. And so he got that motor and he took butter out and he started sharing it with his friends and all the monkeys, and he started eating butter. And then Mother Yashoda saw, oh, when the gopi said that he steals butter, he does steal butter. And so she got very mad and said, Krishna, Krishna. And so she had a stick in her hand. And she was chasing after Krishna with the stick. Krishna was running. And finally she caught him. And so she tied him to the motor. Every single time she did it, it was always 2 fingers short. And so she asked, Gopi, give me another rope. rope, give me another rope. And so she already asked so many times, and Krishna finally let her tie it, and she's like, okay, fine, I tied it, yay. And so Krishna sat there, and when my mother Yashoda said, I'm gonna go now to do my work I need to do. And so she left Krishna, and all the gopis left Krishna, and so Krishna was all there by himself. And so Krishna went in crawling position and started crawling to Nandamar, crawling to the Arjuna trees. And then he did so much that the Arjuna trees broke. And Krishna's friends were watching him. And in the trees, there's Nali Kuveri and Manigriva, and they became trees because they were playing in the lake and they weren't respecting Narada Muni when he came, and all the other women tried to hide and they respected him. But they didn't care and they kept on swimming and everything. But Krishna saved them, and his friends got so shocked. How can a little baby just do all of that? And they paid their obeisances and went into the heavenly planets. And then their friends were so shocked when they came out. And then they heard a big thump, and all the Vrajavasis came to Krishna. And Nanda Maharaj came and untied Krishna. And then Yashoda Maya came and she saw Krishna and asked for forgiveness, and all his friends told the Vrajavasis that he actually broke the trees, and they saw with their own eyes. And that was the story.
Wow, thank you, Janvi. That was very detailed. And you did add some missing pieces as well. So wonderful. Thank you. Wonderful. Good job. Good job, all the three of you. Beautifully narrated story. All right, with that, let's move on. Okay, the first one. Anybody knows which story is that?
Lingabatsasura.
What's the Surah? Right. Anybody wants to quickly talk about the story? We don't have to go in details. I just need to understand how much you know about the story and what was the pastime about. Anybody interested in talking about the story? What was the demon? What kind of demon was that? No? All right, then I'm going to skip this because I want you all to read the story and then we can talk about it in the next class, okay? We have gone through all these pastimes recently, right? So I'm going to just leave it here for now. How about this one, the second one? Anybody remembers? Not sure if I can hear or nobody's speaking. You can hear me okay, right, kids? Oh.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So anybody knows what the pastime is? The second picture, this one.
Bakasura. Bakasura.
Wonderful. Anybody wants to talk about what that pastime was? All right, I'm going to leave that as well. The third one. Anybody remembers this one? No? Nobody knows? You're kidding me, kids. I know you all know this. The third story.
Bakasura.
Agasura. Anybody wants to talk about this story now? Or this part?
I can do Bakasura.
Okay, Bakasura. All right, go ahead, Janu.
So one time Krishna and his friends were playing, and there's this bird said, sent by Kamsa, and Kamsa said, "Go kill Krishna." And so he's just standing still, and all his friends noticed him and said, "Krishna, Krishna, look at that bird! Look at that bird! What is this bird? It's so big, and I never seen a bird like this before." And so Krishna said, "I don't know." And so all his friends came up into the bird, and Bakasura flew in the sky. And then he swallowed Krishna, and all his friends got so scared. And then Krishna became so hot, and so big that Bakasura threw him up. And so he finally came out, and then Bakasura was trying to eat him again and again. And then Krishna, and so one of the time he was trying to swallow Krishna, he just stepped on his lower beak and pulled his upper beak up. And then he opened Bakasura's mouth wide open, and then it was so wide that Bakasura died, and that's the killing of Bakasura.
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you, Janvi. That was awesome. All right. Anybody wants to talk about other two pastimes? Vatsasura and Aghasura? No? So I'll let you all read about those pastimes later on, okay? Why do I have Aghasura both? Okay. Yes, which one do you want to talk about, Balavinda?
Can I say about the donkey?
Oh, the Aghasura. Go ahead. Yeah.
So one day, Krishna and all his friends were playing, like they were playing, and then what happened is first they were the boys were saying that, oh, there's this place called Taliban, and then yeah, they said that, Krishna, we can't go there. Nobody goes there except the donkeys, because this place is very horrible. There is lots of donkeys. So then they said that, Krishna and Balram, you can only handle this. So then they went with the all cowherd boys, and they wanted some fruits. So he shake the tree. Balram shake the tree like thum 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 thum, and then the all mangoes fell down like, and then they had all the mangoes. They enjoyed it, and Balram was shaking it even more. And then suddenly the donkey came in. It was so angry, so it was jumping like, it was jumping everywhere like that, and the donkey's teeth were like this. And then the donkey came, and then it kicked Balram's chest. So then what Krishna did is he was swirling the donkey around like this, like that, and then he threw down the donkey. So then that donkey died, and so then the other all doggies also came. So then he did the same thing again and again. Soon all the donkeys were killed, and then all the cowherds and Krishna and Balram were enjoying with the mango fruits.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well done, Vrinda. Thank you for narrating that story for us.
Entire fruit.
Wonderful. All right. So we just talked about Aghasura on the other slide. Anybody wants to talk about this pastime? Oh, Janvi, did you want to add something?
Mataji, can Balavinda say?
Yeah, let me just ask Janvi first because she raised her hand. So Janvi, did you want to add something?
I have nothing to say. It's fine.
All right. Wonderful. Paulvit, did you want to talk about something?
Can Balavinda say? Mataji, can Baravinda say?
Yes, Balwanda, go ahead.
Okay, so this is called the Kaliya pastime. So one day all the cowherd boys and Krishna were swimming in the water. They were like in the water, and then they were smelling something bad. So Krishna was saying that there is something bad. There's something bad. So then suddenly a snake rised up, and so then it was like, and then Krishna said that boys, you wait here, just stay here, and I will handle it. So then he went close, and then he went deep in the water. So then Krishna was trying to get Kaliya, but then Kaliya was trying to get Krishna and pulling his legs and all that. And then finally Kaliya got, not Kaliya, Krishna got on Kaliya's head and dancing. So fight like that, dancing, and then he vomited like. So he vomited because he was getting tired, and then blood came out of his mouth. At the same time he was vomiting, the blood came out of his mouth. So he died. But before he was able to pour blood and vomit, the Kaliya's parents and Kaliya's friends and all of them were saying that please give him a chance. So then Krishna was saying that Garuda will save him. So then he did not actually get killed.
Wonderful. Thank you.
He was about to get killed by getting vomit and get blood out of his mouth, but that did not happen because his friends and all his relatives were asking. So.
Right. Wonderful. Thank you, Balwanda. Anybody else wants to share anything before we move on?
Mataji, my parents said that can we move to breakout?
Yes, let's move to the breakout.
Mataji,
continue
in
there.
6:15, mommy, what? Can we move to breakout room?
Yes, let's move to the breakout now.
Mataji, my mom is coming.
I can start. Let me see if I can
My
start.
mom is just getting dressed up.
All right, kids, let's move to the breakout.